Did you know that the way most seniors drink water could actually be weakening their muscles instead of helping them? Studies from the Journal of Applied Physiology show that hydration timing, not just how much you drink, directly affects muscle repair and strength. That means the glass of water you sip the wrong way could be keeping your body from rebuilding the very muscles you need to stay strong and independent. I'm Dr. Howard Tucker, a longevity doctor with decades of experience studying how daily habits shape the way we age. And today, I'm sitting down with someone whose life work has guided millions toward healthier, longer living. He's one of the most respected physicians in Japan, a man who has lived over a century while still practicing medicine, writing, and teaching. Please welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, longevity expert and pioneer of senior health. Dr. Hinohara, most seniors have heard drink more water, but almost no one has heard drink it the right way. Why does how we drink matter so much for aging muscles?
Because water doesn't just quench thirst. It drives every repair system in the body. After age 60, muscles lose both protein and water faster than younger adults. If you drink too much, too quickly, the kidneys flush it out. You feel bloated, but your muscles stay dry. If you drink too little, your body struggles to deliver nutrients to those same muscles.
So the classic advice of just 8 glasses a day doesn't really cut it anymore?
Exactly. That rule was never designed for seniors. Research from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows older adults have a weaker thirst signal. They often drink after they're already dehydrated. And dehydration can shrink muscle fibers, making legs weaker, balance unsteady, and recovery painfully slow.
That explains why so many seniors say, "I fall asleep fine, but I wake up stiff and heavy." It might not just be age, it's water mismanagement.
Yes, timing is key. For example, sipping small amounts steadily through the day keeps plasma volume stable. That means more oxygen and nutrients delivered right where muscle fibers need them. When you gulp down 2 large glasses all at once, most of it is wasted.
It's almost like the body wants a steady drip, not a flood.
That's a good way to put it. Think of muscles like sponges. If you pour too much water on a dry sponge, most runs off. But if you drip slowly, it absorbs and expands. That expansion is what allows nutrients, especially amino acids from protein, to actually rebuild the muscle.
That paints a clear picture, but let's make this practical. Many seniors take a morning walk. What happens if they don't hydrate properly around that?
Studies from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that seniors who sipped water before light exercise had 25% better muscle endurance compared to those who drank afterward. Why? Because hydrated muscles contract more efficiently. They also flush lactic acid better, meaning less soreness the next day.
So seniors who wait until after their walk to drink are already behind?
Correct. Muscles are crying out for hydration before and during activity. And here's another overlooked fact. Warm water, or room temperature water, actually absorbs faster than ice-cold water in older adults. The stomach doesn't have to work as hard to adjust temperature.
That's fascinating. Most people think cold water is refreshing, but for seniors, it may be slowing absorption.
Exactly. And absorption is the whole game. Without it, nutrients like calcium, magnesium, and protein can't enter the muscle tissue effectively. That's why I often say, you don't just drink water, you feed your muscles with water.
Let me ask you this. Many seniors take medications that can dehydrate, diuretics, blood pressure pills. How does that affect this equation?
Great question. Medications accelerate water loss, especially through urine. Seniors on these prescriptions need to be even more strategic. Instead of chasing thirst, they should time small sips before meals, before exercise, and even before sleep. This lowers nighttime cramps and improves digestion.
That sounds like a hidden breakthrough. Something so small, like a half cup of warm water before bed, can actually help seniors wake up steadier and less stiff.
Yes, because overnight, the body still uses water for repair. Muscles don't sleep, they rebuild. And if there's no water in the system, that repair slows dramatically.
Dr. Hinohara, now I want to get specific. What are the biggest hydration mistakes seniors are making every single day?
The first is drinking only when thirsty. As we mentioned, the aging brain has a weak thirst signal. By the time you feel thirsty at 70 or 80, your body is already running low on water. That creates stress on muscles, joints, even the heart.
So waiting for thirst is like waiting for your car to sputter before you fill the tank?
Exactly. The second mistake is chugging large amounts at once, especially with meals. Seniors often think, "I'll drink my water with lunch and dinner and I'll be fine." But research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that flooding the stomach with water during meals dilutes stomach acid. That makes it harder to digest protein, which is already more difficult with age. And without protein absorption, muscle rebuilding slows down.
So they're actually blocking the very fuel they need to stay strong.
Yes. The third mistake is ignoring electrolytes. Muscles don't just need plain water. They need sodium, potassium, and magnesium to hold that water inside the cells. Otherwise, it passes right through. That's why some seniors drink plenty, but still feel weak, dizzy, or crampy.
I've seen that so often. They'll say, "Doctor, I drink water all day, but my legs still cramp at night."
And the solution is balance. Adding a pinch of sea salt to a glass of warm water, eating potassium-rich foods like bananas or avocados, or sipping broth can transform hydration into muscle repair.
That's practical and simple. What about overhydration? Some seniors get scared and start forcing themselves to drink too much.
That's the fourth mistake. Overhydration dilutes sodium levels in the blood, a condition called hyponatremia. It can actually cause muscle weakness, confusion, even dangerous falls. Seniors don't need gallons of water. They need steady, measured intake, matched with electrolytes.
So, the key is rhythm, not volume.
Precisely. A half cup every hour or so is far more effective than 3 full glasses at once. And aligning that rhythm with meals, activity, and rest turns water into a tool for recovery.
Let's make it real. If a senior wakes up tomorrow, what's the first hydration step they should take?
Begin the morning with half a cup of warm water before breakfast. That rehydrates the body after hours of sleep and prepares the muscles and digestion for the day. Then, sip small amounts before activity, before meals, and a final half cup before bed. It's not about rules, it's about rhythm.
That's powerful. Small, intentional steps that compound into strength.
Yes. When hydration becomes a rhythm, not a reaction, muscles rebuild faster, energy returns, and seniors feel more stable on their feet.
Dr. Hinohara, you've shown us how hydration mistakes drain strength. But let's go one level deeper. How does drinking water the wrong way actually tie into muscle loss, or what doctors call sarcopenia?
Sarcopenia begins quietly, often in the late 50s and 60s. Muscles don't just lose protein, they lose water. In fact, nearly 70% of muscle tissue is water. If hydration is poor, muscles literally shrink from the inside out. Fibers become less elastic, more fragile, and slower to repair after daily use.
So dehydration isn't just about feeling dizzy, it's fueling the very process of muscle decline.
Exactly. Research from the Journal of Gerontology shows that even mild dehydration reduces muscle strength by up to 12% in seniors. That's the difference between standing confidently and struggling to rise from a chair.
That explains why seniors often tell me they feel weaker in the evening. It's not just fatigue. Their muscles are drying out as the day goes on.
Yes. And here's the hopeful part. Hydration is one of the simplest ways to fight sarcopenia. When muscles are hydrated, they receive more amino acids, more glucose, more oxygen. That keeps fibers plump and active. It also reduces the micro tears that lead to soreness.
So the right water strategy is like giving muscles a second chance.
Correct. Take resistance exercise, for example. Seniors who perform even light strength training while properly hydrated build muscle faster. A Japanese study published in Aging Clinical and Experimental Research found that seniors who sipped water steadily during workouts gained 20 more lean mass over 12 weeks compared to those who didn't hydrate well.
That's remarkable. But many seniors aren't lifting weights at the gym. What about everyday movement?
Walking, gardening, even climbing stairs all count. If you hydrate before and after those activities, you support recovery. Think of water as the delivery truck carrying nutrients to the muscles. Without it, the truck never arrives, and repair slows to a crawl.
Let me ask you this. If hydration is that critical, why don't more doctors emphasize it?
Because water sounds too simple. Modern medicine often looks for pills or procedures. But simplicity does not mean insignificance. In Japan, we remind patients, muscle is the fountain of youth, and that fountain dries up without water.
That's beautifully said. So seniors listening right now, if they want to protect their independence, their ability to walk, to cook, to live at home, the first step might be as basic as drinking smarter.
Yes, smarter, not more. And when hydration is paired with protein-rich meals and gentle movement, it becomes a true anti-sarcopenia strategy. Muscles don't just stop shrinking. They can regain strength.
Dr. Hinohara, we've seen how hydration impacts muscle, but I know from my own patients that water affects far more than strength. What other systems in the body depend on proper hydration?
Nearly all of them. Let's start with circulation. Blood is over 8% water. If hydration is poor, blood thickens. The heart has to push harder. Circulation slows, and muscles receive less oxygen. That's why seniors often feel heavy legs or cold hands when they're dehydrated.
So poor hydration can mimic circulation problems, even heart disease?
Exactly. A study in the American Journal of Cardiology found seniors with chronic low water intake had higher risk of hypertension and heart strain. But when they improved hydration, blood pressure often stabilized. Water acts as the body's natural blood thinner, keeping everything moving smoothly.
That's huge. Seniors are often prescribed medication for circulation when part of the problem could simply be fluid balance.
Yes, and then we come to digestion. Water is essential for breaking down food and moving it through the intestines. Without it, seniors struggle with constipation, poor absorption of nutrients, and even reflux. Hydration before meals, just a half cup, is enough to activate the digestive tract without diluting stomach acid.
That's the opposite of what most people do. They gulp water during the meal, thinking it helps.
Exactly. But that actually dilutes enzymes and slows protein absorption. Sipping before meals and again an hour afterward is far more effective for seniors who need every nutrient they can get for muscle repair.
And what about the brain? Because so many older adults complain of foggy thinking or memory lapses.
The brain is about 75% water. Even a 2% drop in hydration can impair memory, focus, and reaction time. The Journal of Nutrition published a study showing seniors who stayed hydrated performed significantly better on cognitive tests than those who were mildly dehydrated.
So that foggy feeling in the afternoon might not be dementia at all. It could be dehydration.
Precisely. Many seniors fear memory loss, but sometimes it is reversible with something as basic as water timing. A half cup mid-afternoon can sharpen focus, reduce headaches, and improve mood.
It's astonishing that such small shifts, before meals, steady sips, mid-afternoon water, can ripple across muscles, circulation, digestion, and even the brain.
That is the beauty of it. Hydration is not just about avoiding thirst, it is about optimizing the entire system. Water is the carrier of life. Without it, every process suffers. With it, the body has a chance to thrive, even at 80 or 90.
And that means independence. Because strong muscles, good circulation, smooth digestion, and a clear mind are the foundation of living on your own terms.
Yes. And seniors who master hydration discover that age is not only about loss. With the right rhythm, it is also about renewal.
Dr. Hinohara, what I love about your approach is that it's simple. No gadgets, no complicated formulas. Could you walk us through a hydration routine that seniors can actually follow from morning to night?
Of course. Let's start with the morning. The body wakes up slightly dehydrated after hours without water. That's why many seniors feel stiff or achy first thing. My recommendation is to drink half a cup of warm water before breakfast. Not ice cold, not a full glass, just enough to gently wake up circulation and digestion.
So, before coffee or tea, reach for warm water first.
Exactly. Coffee and tea are fine in moderation, but they can act as mild diuretics. Water first sets the foundation. And if someone adds a pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon, it helps restore electrolytes lost overnight.
That's morning covered. What about midday?
This is where many seniors slip. They get busy or forget, then suddenly realize they haven't had water in hours. The result is fatigue and brain fog by afternoon. I suggest half a cup every hour or two, especially mid-morning and mid-afternoon. This rhythm prevents the dips in energy that make seniors reach for sugar or naps.
So instead of waiting until you're thirsty, you're staying one step ahead.
Yes, think of it as feeding the muscles before they starve, and pairing water with light movement, like stretching or a short walk, amplifies the benefit. Hydrated muscles contract more efficiently, so even gentle movement feels easier.
That makes sense. And now the big question, what about the evening? Many seniors avoid drinking at night because they're afraid of waking up to use the bathroom.
That's a common concern, but it can be solved with timing. The key is to have a half cup of warm water about an hour before bed. Not a full glass, not right at bedtime. This supports overnight repair without overwhelming the bladder. Studies in the Journal of Sleep Research show that proper evening hydration reduces muscle cramps and improves sleep quality.
So it's not about cutting water off completely, it's about balance.
Exactly. And here's something most people don't realize. The body still rebuilds muscle while you sleep. If water is absent, the repair slows. Seniors who hydrate wisely before bed often wake up with less stiffness and more stability.
So the full rhythm looks like this: a gentle start in the morning, steady sips through the day, and a supportive finish at night.
Yes, that rhythm transforms water from an afterthought into a daily medicine. And when seniors follow it consistently, they notice changes, not just in muscle, but in energy, mood, digestion, and confidence.
That's inspiring, because it means you don't need expensive supplements or complicated regimens, just water, taken with intention.
Correct. Longevity is built from small, steady acts, and hydration may be the smallest act with the largest impact.
Dr. Hinohara, we've covered hydration as a rhythm, but I know water alone can't rebuild muscle. How does hydration work with food, especially protein and minerals, to give seniors their strength back?
Water is the delivery system. Protein is the building block. Minerals are the spark plugs. Without water, protein can't reach the muscle fibers. Without protein, water has nothing to repair. And without minerals like magnesium, calcium, and potassium, the signals that tell a muscle to contract or relax get lost.
So if you think of the body as a construction site, water is the truck, protein is the bricks, and minerals are the workers?
Exactly. And when one is missing, the building stalls. For example, studies in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that seniors who combined hydration with 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal built significantly more lean muscle than those who had protein alone but were underhydrated.
That's powerful. So seniors who complain, "I eat my protein, but I still feel weak," might just be missing the water piece.
Yes, protein without water is like cement powder without liquid. It never forms into strength, and the same is true with minerals. Magnesium, for instance, controls over 300 enzyme reactions, including the process of turning amino acids into muscle fibers. But it can't work unless water is present to move it into the cells.
I've seen patients take calcium or magnesium supplements for years, but still deal with cramps or weakness. You're saying hydration could be the missing link?
Correct. Supplements don't work in isolation. If the body is dehydrated, those capsules may never be absorbed properly. In Japan, we often tell patients, take your protein with water, not just with tea or coffee. The absorption is far more efficient.
What about timing? Should seniors drink water at the same time as eating protein-rich meals?
A small amount, yes. A half cup before or with the meal prime's digestion. Then, another half cup an hour later ensures those nutrients continue moving into the bloodstream. Too much water during the meal, as we said earlier, dilutes stomach acid. But rhythmically placed, water turns protein into usable muscle tissue.
That's a simple but game-changing insight, and it explains why seniors in Japan who eat small, balanced meals with steady hydration stay so mobile into their 80s and 90s.
Yes. In fact, population studies in Japan show some of the lowest rates of sarcopenia worldwide. It is not only diet, it is also the cultural rhythm of drinking small amounts of tea or warm water throughout the day, paired with fish, soy, vegetables, and fermented foods rich in minerals.
So for seniors listening right now, the takeaway is this: hydration and nutrition aren't separate. They're partners.
Exactly. And when seniors respect that partnership, water as the carrier, protein as the builder, minerals as the activators, the body responds. Muscles become fuller, balance steadier, and daily activities easier.
Dr. Hinohara, I think what really inspires seniors are real stories. Could you share examples of patients who turned things around just by fixing how they drank water?
Yes, of course. One woman I cared for was 78. She complained of constant fatigue and leg cramps. She drank plenty of water, but only at meals, 2 large glasses each time. When I asked her to switch to smaller sips throughout the day and add a pinch of salt in the morning, her cramps eased within a week. Within a month, she told me she could garden again without fear of falling.
That's remarkable. So it wasn't about adding medication, it was about shifting rhythm.
Exactly. Another man, 82, had been losing balance and feared dementia because of afternoon confusion. But when we tested him, his brain wasn't the problem, his hydration was. We asked him to take half a cup of warm water mid-morning and mid-afternoon, +1 before bed. Within 2 weeks, his clarity returned, and his wife said he seemed 10 years younger.
That must have been life-changing for him.
It was. And here's the key lesson. Seniors often think decline is inevitable, but many symptoms, weak legs, foggy memory, heavy fatigue are signals, not fate. Hydration can flip those signals back toward strength.
Those stories are powerful because they prove this is doable. No gyms, no fancy equipment, just a glass of water at the right time.
Yes. And once seniors feel the difference, lighter steps, steadier balance, clearer focus, they rarely go back. Hydration becomes not a chore, but a lifeline.
That's what I want listeners to take away. Your body isn't giving up on you. It's asking you to care for it, sometimes in the simplest of ways.
Dr. Hinohara, this conversation has been eye-opening. We began with a simple question about water, and we've ended up uncovering one of the most overlooked tools for rebuilding strength after 60.
Yes, and the beauty of it is that every senior can begin today. No new prescription, no cost, just intention. When water is treated as a rhythm, not a reaction, it restores life to muscles, clarity to the brain, and energy to the heart.
What strikes me most is how the smallest shifts create the biggest ripple. Half a cup of warm water in the morning can loosen stiff joints. A sip before a walk can boost endurance. A measured drink before bed can calm cramps and help the body rebuild overnight. These are not theories. They're lived truths, backed by science, and confirmed by the stories you've shared.
And they remind us that aging is not a steady decline. It is a series of choices. Each glass of water, each rhythm of hydration is a choice to keep building rather than shrinking.
That's the thought I want to leave our listeners with. Every time you lift that glass, ask yourself, am I simply quenching thirst, or am I fueling the muscles that carry me, the heart that pumps for me, the brain that guides me? Because that one glass, taken the right way, may be the difference between weakness and strength, between dependence and independence.
Water is not just a drink. It is your body's quiet medicine.
And that makes me wonder, if hydration can rebuild muscle so powerfully, what other simple daily habits are hiding in plain sight, waiting to give seniors back years of vitality? That's the cliff we'll leave you standing on. Stay curious, stay consistent, and remember, your future strength is built sip by sip.